To optimize the impact of education spending, the World Bank suggests that countries should prioritize public investments for marginalized communities, focus on quality education, and explore alternative financing methods for higher education. According to a financial analysis by the National Planning Authority on government funding for public institutions, Muvawala revealed that the majority of the budget is allocated to wages.
Ask ourselves, as the principal, in this case government, and the parent, given enough capacity to the universities and higher education institutions to deliver quality? I'll leave that to you. I think not. 2.
Stakeholders have also noted that several universities are offering courses with limited market demand, resulting in the production of incompetent graduates. This observation is made in comparison to countries such as the UK, Switzerland, and Canada, which generate income from their education systems. As a landlocked country, Uganda is urged to expand its educational opportunities and offerings.
The other challenge is that a number of universities are competing on courses that do not have the market. And I think there is a need to identify what do employers need. Why do you have so many social scientists and we don't need them? There are so many. There are courses where we actually need people, particular degree courses. And what I've realized is that it goes wrong at career guidance. Somebody that is guiding people to choose a course does not.
Determining whether Uganda can afford to allocate 10% of its GDP to fund National Council for Higher Education requires a comprehensive analysis of the country's economic capacity. Budgetary policies and social needs are all at play.
Disbursement of this money, you have lots of little funds that are not making impact. Why can't we consolidate them and say, okay, all the money that's coming in Uganda, $20 million for innovation, let the universities bid.
The money going to universities, who are the apex of higher education in this country, is 1.01 trillion, which is 11% of the 9.6 trillion. However, of that 1.01 trillion, this is the breakdown of the money I'll give you. 582 billion is going to paying wages, which was raised by Mr. Muvawala. Are we paying wages? Are we paying wages to bring out our graduates, or are we competing to other things? Of that,
the country needs to take decisive action in increasing the number of students on government sponsorship. According to Professor Waswa, he suggests starting with fully funding primary schools and prioritizing science-led courses to achieve quality education. The capacity of Uganda to replicate Canada's education-driven contribution of $400 million to the economy is questionable. Student frustrations were amplified when the government suspended the student loan scheme due to budgetary constraints affecting the program that has been in place for nearly a decade.
Science actually entails.
Pay the tuition. I'm going to come to the investment, but I'm saying pay the tuition. Primary school, we should study free. There is no way you request, you repeat equality in this country with the Karamoja child and the person and the child in Iganga and in Buganda and in Ankole, unless if you give them opportunity and access to education. Now, if we fund science, let everybody who wants to do higher education in other areas pay the money. They can afford it. Government today is funding 4,000 students in public universities for the last 20 years. How? Why? Government every year increases the budget for higher education. That increment in higher education should correspondingly see a higher number of people.
Policy. I am at least happy when I read in the newspaper, Gulu University was doing otherwise. For them, they are saying, the students, you know the problem here. The issue is to deal with the government, so we shall face off with them. You have your transcript. So I think the rest of the institution could probably learn from Gulu University, because it's not the student that has refused to pay the tuition. It is the government that has to repurpose. I want to borrow his word.
Quite often, I've found universities present an open-ended fund us for research. What are you trying to solve? I'm here struggling with aflatoxins. Can you come up and say, we want to address this? But also, as Joseph mentioned earlier, It's not the duty of the president to identify which scientists to fund, because that already has brought us problems. That the scientists who have funded, up to today we are still asking, years down the road, where are you? So they have really spoiled the image.
According to NPA's analysis, public universities allocate less than 6% of their budgets to development. Makerere University primarily spends 57% on wages, 39% on non-wage expenses, and only 5% on development. Mbarara University of Science and Technology directs 68% towards wages, 25% to non-wage costs, and 6% to development. Makerere University Business School devotes 58% to wages, 38% to non-wage expenditures, and 3% to development. Chambago University and Uganda Management Institute, although spending less than 50% on wages, allocate meager percentages of 1% to 3% respectively to development. Renana Habwe, Smart24 TV, Business Today.